Hello, this is Dr. Michael Rothman, and in today's video I'm going to talk about something called IBS, or Irritable Bowel Syndrome. Now IBS is very, very common, and the treatment for it is, in the mainstream, is really not very good. They're actually starting to subcategorize IBS now. They're calling it, oh well, this is diarrhea prominent IBS, or this is constipation prominent IBS, and they have specific drugs to treat specific forms of IBS. But these things are really not very effective, and I've treated many cases of IBS in my practice. And let me just tell you some of the things that I see that are causing irritable bowel syndrome. Firstly, inflammation. If you have inflammation in your bowel, it will lead to an irritability there, and which can lead to stomach pains and constipation and diarrhea and cramping and gas. Now, what's causing that inflammation? There's so many things that can cause inflammation. Let me use an example of glutens, because gluten intolerance is pretty common. If you're allergic to glutens and you eat them, you can end up with irritable bowel syndrome. And if you take a drug to treat the symptoms, well, the only treatment for gluten intolerance is to avoid glutens. So you really need to find out if you are allergic to certain foods or other things, and if you are allergic to these things, you need to avoid them. That's the only way to reduce the allergies, is to avoid things that you're allergic to. Other problems that can cause irritable bowel syndrome include something called dysbiosis, or a dysfunctional or diseased biota, meaning that the bacteria in your body is out of balance. We have trillions of organisms living within us that either have a symbiotic relationship with us, meaning that they're helpful, or a parasitic relationship, meaning that they're harmful. And if you have a distorted bowel flora, you will have all sorts of gastrointestinal symptoms, which may come and go and may manifest as irritable bowel syndrome. The only way to fix a dysbiosis is to fix the biota, to use the proper prebiotics and probiotics and a proper diet to form a healthy relationship with these organisms in your body. Now, another cause of irritable bowel syndrome is something called dysautonomia, or a problem with your autonomic nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system is in charge of all different functions in your body, including stimulating your intestines and your bowels to digest your food and to move your food along and to help you go to the bathroom. It's very, very common for people to have problems with autonomic dysfunction. If your blood sugar is going too high frequently because of a poor diet, that will actually stimulate part of your autonomic nervous system called the parasympathetic nervous system. And if you have excessive parasympathetic nervous system activity, it can lead to cramping and bloating, urgent going to the bathroom, and frequently going to the bathroom. You'll know that you have this because every time you eat, if you got to run in the bathroom every time you eat, it probably means that a piece of your problem is excessive parasympathetic tone. Another imbalance that can lead to irritable bowel syndrome type symptoms is if your body is overly anabolic or overly catabolic. The anabolic patient will tend to have very dry, hard stools. They may urinate very frequently. They may suffer from brain fog and fatigue and be sleepy all the time. The catabolic patient will tend to have loose stools. They don't urinate very much. They tend to have insomnia, and they tend to have a fatigue that's more of a burnt out fatigue. These are all very, very complex issues that, if you have irritable bowel syndrome, you need to determine what is causing your problem in the first place. There's also your immune system, your hormones. You got to look at the entire big picture. And this is what I do in my practice. If you came to see me, I would measure your body chemistry, measure your anabolic-catabolic balance, your autonomic nervous system balance, your acid-base balance. Look at things at your immune system. Look at clues to see if you do have a dysbiosis. Put you on a proper diet to reduce autonomic dysfunction. You don't have to suffer if you have irritable bowel syndrome. It's very treatable. The problem is drugs are not going to fix what's wrong with you. You need to fix what's wrong if you want to be healthy. And that's really the bottom line. Find the cause and fix it. Well, I hope this is helpful. Have a great day and hope to see you soon.